Hey guys, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles, and a few of you have been asking for a tour of our shop, so I thought today, why don't we just hop on down? Sorry, I don't know why I was standing on my Jeep, it's just kind of fun. Let's go ahead and take a tour. This is Manhattan Reptile World. Come on in, Kurt. So we'll come in just like you were accustomed. The first thing you usually see here is our unofficial door greeter, and kind of our night security, who really, as you can see, is just evil, aren't you, buddy, huh? Oh, okay, this is Ty. Ty has been a rescue dog that he lives here at the shop. So we all kind of take care of him. This is where he stays. And as you can see, he's just a big sweetheart. So enough of Ty. You gonna follow me around for this? Let's go ahead and take a look at the fun stuff. So first, people come down here, and this is where we have a lot of just different dishes, woods, fake plants, you know, little, basically everything. I mean, we even need a leash for your lizard, we got you covered there. Just a lot of that kind of stuff over here. Even some dog nail trimmers which you can use for your monitor lizards. We also have some of our screen tops, a few of our clips, some different hides and things over here. You know, crested geckos love these little coconut things. We have some more dishes over here. These are kind of my favorite ones. I dig these Reptar rocks. They're made by Exoterra. The reason I like them is when you're trying to set up a nice display cage, not like a breeder rack. This looks really cool in there. This is what we keep in Reaper's cage. It looks nice, makes it look really naturalistic. Go ahead and come over here, and here we have a bunch more of our hides, some different woods, the grapevines, some really cheap, easy dishes, and some really inexpensive hides for like growing pythons. This little gadget, some of my favorite things ever for crested geckos. We're all over the map on this video, I know. And the reason I like this is it's magnetic, so you can take those little magnets, stick them on the outside, stick that on the inside, and there you have a ledge for food dishes for your Cresty. Pretty cool. You know, the different crock water dishes, even some glow-in-the-dark ones. We also have our animals over here, so we'll just kind of start right here. This is really cool right now. We have a flying gecko. Check that out. We don't always have those, so that's pretty neat to be in here. We got some tokays. There went one, shooting across. They have the attitude of most tokays. Some really nice white line geckos up there. Usually in here, we have some of our baby bearded dragons. A lot of these we produce here. There's one hiding up there. There's some more in there you can see. So there's some of our baby beardies. The peacock monitor, I think we might have actually sold it at a show. I'm not seeing it in there. But this is where we keep a lot of our lizards. We have some iguanas down there, some baby iguanas. And you kind of start getting to the snakes, some of the ones we keep in the shop. Now, some of this is a little bit different than what I keep at home, but we obviously have, you know, your ball pythons, your zebra carpets. I know a lot of people hate this green reptile carpet, but for what we do here, it works really well because we're constantly changing. It's very easy to clean, and we can just disinfect it with some soap and be good to go. Inchy ball pythons, you know, some of your basic ball python morphs. This really cool hypoboa. I don't know if you can see that, Kurt. I think it's pretty. And then, you know, we do have a pastel yellow belly down there. We have a pastel blackhead. We have some blackhead stuff on the floor, which is pretty neat. And we also have some orange dream stuff on the floor. You can see a pastel orange dream crawling around down there. So that's pretty cool. If you know camera guy Kurt, he really likes the orange dream. So we have those. Over here, this cage frequently has, you know, more of our arboreal snakes. It says there's an Amazon tree boa in here right now. That may have also just sold at the last show. I wasn't personally there. But he does like to hide. Oh, he's in there. Right back in there. This is where Matt gets bit on camera. These things are just known to be horribly bitey. But usually pretty slow. There you can see him crawling around. Trying to keep my hand out the camera. So there's our Amazon tree boa. See if he'll let me get him out here. He's so twisted up in there. Come on, little buddy. For an Amazon tree, he's actually seeming fairly friendly. There he is. Now you can get a good look at him. We also keep green trees in here quite frequently, but we're out of green trees right now. We just sold the last one at a show. Okay, I've been mean enough to him. We'll put him back in there. Let him climb around. I'm not going to force him out of anything in there. They're a pretty thin snake. Just by nature, like them in green trees, it's very easy to damage them, so I don't ever force them off stuff. Some of our frogs in here and baby crested geckos. You can see one of the red-eye tree frogs right there. If you guys know me, frogs are not my specialty. Right there's one of the baby cresteds. And there you can see that dish, how we use that. Come on, little dude. There he is. Whoop! I love how they just leap. Here's another one up here. You can see a little belly going on. There he's running. Ooh, look at that. Really pretty. Cresteds are so cool because they're just, they were thought to be extinct. So this is a lizard I really, really do like. Hey, little dude. Wasn't so long ago, even in the 90s, they were thought to be extinct, which is really cool. This kind of has our, our anoles, more frogs, some house geckos, and some day geckos in there. A lot of those can be used as feeder lizards, your anoles and things, or they do make good starter pets. My first pet lizard was an anole. Then we have some of our monitor lizards in here. Some savannas. Woo! There's some more in there hiding. Eating crickets. We got some savannas. You might have sold our bigger Nile monitor. Nope, he's right in there. Nope, that is not him. That's a fake lizard plant. I just saw the tail. We might have sold him at the last show, and I'll be honest, he had typical monitor attitude, so I will not miss him so much. That's where the leopard geckos usually hang out. There's one of those little guys. Wah! So they're pretty cool. Let them go back into hiding. We also have a giant plated lizard down there. We don't have those very often either. So that's pretty cool. So that's kind of what we have on the show floor right now. More screen lids. You can see behind me is a lot of our light stands, these really cool nano bulbs. Just some different fixtures mostly, some turtle docks, some aquarium heaters, some old-fashioned rock heaters that we never recommend anybody buy. They've been here since 1920. We also have some of our reptile heat mats over here, so we sell all of that. And some of those things that we don't like to use, people still come in and ask for, even though we recommend not the best idea, they really want it, so we do have to carry it. Some of the carpets, some more fake plants. We've got some food. Behind the counter is where we carry all of our rapashi and our cricket cubes, all of that kind of stuff. And to your right, Kurt can look there, is where a lot of our bulbs are kept. Because people are like, oh, I need a new bulb too, and right at the counter, so we have them there. We have our wall of betta fish. We do carry a little betta fish. And we also carry our very own dubia roach cups, so we can be your roach source as well. As a matter of fact, if you've watched a lot of roach videos, you've seen Classy Herps does probably some of the most successful roach videos. This is Colin's work. And this is just a setup we made that has a green bottle blue tarantula in it. He's hiding right back here. I hope you'll be able to see him very well. And the whole point of this setup is to show how pretty a spider cage could be. You're probably thinking, oh my god, that's a broken leg. It's not. He shed recently. We went to take the molt out. And that piece of molt did break, but he is fine. And then we left that in there because it's stuck in this web. It's kind of our turtle wall. Also our tortoises. We have a leopard and a sulcata in there. The leopard's the one closest to the camera. So we've got that new one on. Here's a, just a yellow thread tortoise. Some turtle, not a tortoise. And then we have, that is a really big sulcata tortoise. Not really big. Sulcatas, if you know much about them, get huge. I haven't even seen this guy. He just showed up. Sometimes, I'm gone for a few days. New stuff arrives. Apparently that's what happened here. So let's check him out. Set him there. Don't pee on me, dude. No, this is still small for a sulcata. These things can get over 100 pounds, so they can get huge. So you need to be prepared if you get one. He's looking pretty good. I mean, we obviously took him in at this size. We didn't raise him up to this size. There's a little bit of pyramiding on his shell, but not too horrible. So he's doing pretty good. He'll make a really good pet for somebody. And you can just see how neat these guys are. Big time diggers. Put you back in there and make sure I got a good palm on you. Ah, big old heavy tortoise. Okay, and in this, we kind of get to our wall of cages over here. So we've got pretty much every kind of cage you could want. Even some really neat stuff like this turtle kit here is just awesome. I love the way that cage looks. We have this really cool hemisphere here. That's a really cool cage. And we have a lot of the skyscrapers and front opening ones. And we have some of your basic ones too. So you can kind of get whatever you want. Whatever you want. We have some of our pre-set up kits here with our amphibian Pac-Man frog, our bearded dragon kits, some deluxe bearded dragon kits. Over here is your reptibreezes. These are great for your chameleons and those kind of things. Some more Zoo Med kits here. So we got kind of all that. One thing Kurt missed over here on this wall was we're not looking at kits. We have more lighting selection here. This is where all of our litter selection we currently have is. We are looking at expanding some of that, so that'll be pretty cool. We even carry hydro balls. How many people have those? We have them. We have hydro balls. We got really cool sands for like your bearded dragon. Remember, for babies, don't use this. Use tile or carpet because this can impact them. But once they get a little older, sand is really cool, and it makes a really pretty setup. So I like sand in there. We've got one we could show you sometimes in black. It looks really neat. And over here, we have some rheostats. We have some thermostats and some more heat pads. The vast majority of heating elements we sell are the heat pads, some more fake plants. So, see, there's those Reptile $500. And guys, this is a great thermostat for a budget. You know, we always talk about the Herpstats that we use for a breeding setup, and I love Herpstat. But before we had Herpstats, we were running these, and they're kind of like a workhorse. I've never had one fail. They're a little bit hard to dial in, but they just work great. And for a budget one, supposed to go into the Herpstat when you're just running a cage or two, I really, really like those. So that's kind of, you know, some more of our tube lights. That's kind of that up front. Let's go in the bowels of the building. Let's give you the VIP tour. Now the bowels are for us, so they're not nearly as nice. We got some work area here, some spare cages, you know, some water bottles, slop sink. That big thing down below feeds our aquariums there. In the back here...
Do we have crickets?
Oh, we do have crickets. Kurt asked about crickets. That's a good question. We have small, medium, and large crickets, and we also have boxes that you can buy crickets by the thousand. And then here would be our dubia roach colony, one of them, I believe. We're packaged up for sale. So we've got some dubias there. I think that's dubias. I'm not the bug guy. We come back here, and of course you've been back here with me before. If you remember the Venom Rack filming, that's this guy right here. I'll show it to you. Really? They're going to be nice today. Okay, we're not going to... There it is. Now we can hear it rattling. 90% of everything else over here is going to be ball pythons. So, you know, we can open a few, just check out a few things going on. Look at that. That is probably the biggest ball python we have, or close to it. It is a pastel champagne, and she is just a beast. Oh my goodness, look at that. Raw. Big one in here. So I really like this. This is something that champagne can do, and Kurt hates champagne, but I love to show it because, well, Kurt hates it, and I like it. So then we've got that. This is a little one I produced last season, that one of my partners wanted. So remember that thing coming out the egg, really cool orange spot. So that's really neat, you know. This is what we've shown before. This is how that little 5 Gene World's First we showed off is doing. And look at this thing, it's in shed and it still looks amazing. This has been featured on a few of our videos. So we've got that one. And we have a Mardi Gras over here. Look at this chunky monkey. Raw. Things are just beautiful. Things are just beautiful. Let me throw that one back in. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and show you all these ball pythons. We will one day do rack by rack to show you kind of everything in here. You know, I just wanted to kind of pull out a few just to kind of show you. There's a neat paradox. I have to show you that one too. Because that thing's just, it's a train wreck, which I love. With all that paradoxing. Very, very cool animal. Very, very cool animal. So, there's a lot going on back in here. That's where this is. And then if you want to stick your head in here, Kurt, this is kind of one of the rooms where you do keep babies, and also some incubation goes on in here. So it's kind of what happens. And you can see this rack is why there's a ladder in here, because it goes to the top. Well, come on, let's go down to the true bowels of the building. This is where camera guy Kurt spends the vast majority of his time. Oh, you're awake. We have some prairie dogs at the moment. This is an unusual thing for us. We do have a few of them in here. One of them just went crazy and woke up. The rest of them are kind of in there napping. We have that. Another big wash and slop sink here with a hooked up hose. That's a tremendous help. Back in this room where I need to replace the light bulb, you've been back here with me before. This is where I have a couple more of my rattlesnakes, one of the Massasaugas, and one of my big angry albino males. You won't be able to see into the cage, it's too dark because I run a ceramic heat emitter in there. This is some of our mouse breeding. Mice. Aren't mice nice? Look at all those mice. So this is kind of our mouse breeding over here. Tends to be some more bearded drags. We just moved them out. So I'll show you those in a minute. Actually, I won't, but I'll tell you why. Back here is Kurt's home. This is where you've seen some of our rat videos filmed. And as you can see, you know, Kurt does get work. This is proof positive. I just randomly opened the tub and you can see there's tons of babies almost ready to be full. So that's pretty cool. And when you look in here, this is our for sale rack. I mean, you know, this will get whittled down pretty fast for people coming in, but as you can see, we're doing pretty well on rats. So, hi guys. That's our rat system. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on here. I'll show you one more door I want to talk about. This kind of up front, you may have noticed it, maybe you didn't, I don't know. We'll find out. I always forget you got to pull that handle up, not down. Tight. Let's come back up here. And remember not to outrun the camera. Because Kurt's trying to keep it all steady. Just gotta get that walk down. That's this door right here. I'm not going to take you through this door today. So you're probably thinking, you jerk, why did you show it? Well, there's a couple things in there. My alligator's in there. One of my red venomous is in there. One of my albinos is in there. But this, guys, this part of the building is going under some renovation. And we are attempting now to get measurements, get caging. And what we really want to do, this has kind of been the next step in our dream. You know, Kurt and I, you hear me talk a lot about we don't put money in our pocket. We always reinvest it. You know, and we reinvested to the point that we now own part of this shop and that our animals are paying for what we do for our hobby. This is kind of the next step to that. What we're trying to build in here is a small serpentarium. So what we're going to have here very soon, hopefully, is a lot of really cool big lizards, which we've already got some of them, like our big black throat monitor. A lot of really cool, venomous snakes and big constrictors. We already have our retics, our Burmese, the anaconda we showed you, some of the diamondbacks we showed you, and I have a lot more plans to bring into that fold with all brand new caging with built-in LED lights. And this will be set up where people can come, pay a small fee, and then go through to see these animals that they're not going to be able to see anywhere else. Our city has a zoo, and it's a great zoo for a small town. I'm not ripping on them at all. They're an awesome zoo for our size city. The last time I was there, they had a dwarf caiman, which I think they don't have anymore, and they had some poison dart frogs. And that was really it for reptiles. So there's this void in our community to show people these animals and to share the passion that we have for them. So if we can get this open, and I can show people these animals, and we can talk about these animals, and take some of the fear away and put in some understanding of what they are and how they work and how beautiful they can be, plus have some fun while doing it, that's going to be amazing. We'll be able to run the general public through here, and they can see what we have and ooh and ah, and we're going to ooh and ah every day ourselves. I could see running Boy Scout troops through here, school groups, even college groups for like some of the vet students here maybe. I don't know what all would want to come through this building, but that would be amazing to me. So I'm not going to take you through here yet until it's ready. I get it done. I get it done the way I want. And trust me, the minute I do, and the day after we open it and get it rolling, I'm going to take you through there. But I don't want to do it until it's how I want it to be. So I hope you understand why I'm not opening this door. But I'm gunning. And when I get that project done, I'm going to drag you guys through there, show you the big setup, kind of show you how we are, and hope that some of you, especially those that are close by, will be willing to make the trip to come down here and meet us and see our animals in person. So that's kind of what we're working on. Kurt, do you have any questions?
Nope.
Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this short tour of Manhattan Reptile World. And we're going to do some more videos in here and get in depth in some of the ball python projects here and some of the other cool things that we've got going on here in the shop. I want to start including some other people in those videos to include more of Colin and me together, because Colin works a lot of these ball pythons more than I do, because like you always see me working in my house doing my thing there, and also get Scaly Dave Karnowski in a few if I can, although that's kind of difficult sometimes. But I'd like to get him in a few of these, talking about maybe some of the spiders that we're doing, some of the lizard projects that we're doing. We want to get Colin showing off some of his tegus. So I got a lot of cool stuff coming, and that our takeover of part of this shop has allowed us to do. because before, all I could have brought you was snakes. That's all I could have brought you. That was really what I had, and the dwarf came in. But now I'm going to be able to bring you guys so much more, and even the things that I'm not overly knowledgeable about, because I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm a monitor lizard expert, because I'd be lying, and you guys would probably know that. But I have a guy that is. So we can sit there and we can learn together from him about some of the species, what species are best for pets, and why, sizes, and kind of how they work. So I'm excited to bring some more animals to you other than just snakes. But don't worry, we're still going to bring you a ton of snakes. It's still my favorite thing. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Stick with us so you can see that back room, everything in it. And as soon as I can, we'll show you what's in here. Alright guys, thanks for watching.